All right, today we're going to crack open the world of the Internet of Things. We'll be using a fantastic guide from the experts at Favoriot to break down exactly how you can go from just being curious about IoT to actually building with it.
So, have you ever looked at the whole IoT thing and just felt a little bit lost? You hear all these buzzwords: smart homes, connected cities, smart factories, but how does it all really work? Trust me, you are not alone.
Because let's be honest, it's a giant puzzle. You've got hardware, you've got software, you've got connectivity, and then you've got all this data flying around. It's a lot of moving parts to try and figure out on your own.
But hey, any good adventure needs a great guide, right? And for this journey into the world of IoT, our guide is a company called Favoriot.
And we're not talking about just any guide here. Favoriot has some serious street cred. They were named Malaysia's best IoT startup back in 2019, and they are absolutely seen as experts in this space. They really know their stuff.
In fact, this is their actual tagline, your IoT Journey Guide. And you know what? It's perfect. It really sums up their whole mission, helping people and businesses get through the tricky parts of IoT so they can build amazing things fast.
Okay, so you might be thinking, who is this really for? Do I need to be some kind of coding genius? Well, not at all. Let's dig into who really gets the most out of this.
And what's really, really smart is how they've set up different tracks for different people. For the folks who love to get their hands dirty building things, there's the IoT Specialist track. If you're all about the data, making sense of it, you've got the IoT Data Scientist track. And this is the part I find really cool. There's even a track for business professionals, so managers, leaders, or even just enthusiasts who need to understand the big picture to make smart decisions.
And when you boil it all down, the goal is super clear. This isn't about memorizing theory from a textbook. It's about getting practical, real-world skills that companies are desperate for right now, so you can take your ideas from a concept to a reality way, way faster.
And I really want to lean into that practical part, because this training is all about getting hands-on. It takes you out of the classroom and puts you right into the workshop.
This here is a perfect example of their approach. Over on the left, you see the basic logic of an Arduino program. There's a setup that runs once and a loop that just runs over and over again. Simple, but super powerful. And on the right, that's the real deal. That's the actual software where you'll be writing code to make hardware do stuff.
And it goes way beyond just coding a simple sensor. Oh no, you'll be building and configuring a real IoT gateway. Now think of a gateway as the mission control for your devices. It's the bridge that connects them to the internet. And this course has you setting one up from scratch with a Raspberry Pi.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Setting up a whole computer, even a tiny one like a Raspberry Pi, sounds complicated. But just look at this. They've broken it down into 4 simple steps. Pick your device, pick your OS, pick your storage, and then flash it and power it up. It's designed so that anyone can do it.
Okay, so your hardware is built, your gateway is running. What's next? Well, now it's time for the real magic. This is where you connect everything up to the cloud, and specifically to Favoriot's commercial-grade IoT platform.
And this is where a cool project turns into a powerful professional solution. You'll learn how to actually manage your devices, how to set up rules so that when one thing happens, another thing automatically follows. You'll build custom dashboards to see your data, use APIs for testing, and even send alerts straight to an app like Telegram. This is the stuff that makes IoT valuable.
The training also gets into the nitty-gritty of key technologies like MQTT. Now I know, that's a mouthful. But here's why you should care. The key word here is lightweight. That means it's super efficient. It lets your sensors run on a tiny battery for years and can send data reliably even when the network connection is terrible. For building practical, affordable IoT systems out in the real world, that is a total game changer.
All right, so as we start to bring this all together, let's look at the big picture. This training isn't just a collection of lessons. It's really the launchpad for your very own IoT journey.
So let's just quickly recap what you'll walk away with. You'll be able to actually design and manage IoT solutions in the real world. You'll understand the essential communication protocols like MQTT, which we just talked about. You'll be totally comfortable using a professional-grade platform, and maybe most importantly, you'll be able to get your own projects off the ground so much faster.
And you know, this might be the biggest takeaway of all. Learning the information is one thing, but having the actual confidence to go out and build something new with it, that's what this kind of hands-on experience truly gives you.
So that leaves us with one final and I think very exciting question. Once you have these skills, once you have that confidence,
What are you going to build? What problem out there are you going to solve with the power of IoT? That's the journey this training helps you start.